They never told you that the key to your health, your comfort, and your freedom in your golden years might be hiding in the simplest, most overlooked parts of your daily routine. Welcome, my friends. Professor Vitalis here with your daily dose of wisdom and wellness, where science and experience walk hand in hand. Today, we are embarking on a crucial journey, one that could genuinely alter the course of your life, especially if you, like many of us, are navigating the years beyond 60. We're going to discuss the prostate, a small gland with a profound impact on a man's quality of life. Many men accept frequent urination, disrupted sleep, and a hesitant stream as an inevitable part of aging. I am here to tell you that this is a myth. It is not always about the number of years you've lived. It is about the habits you've lived with. It is absolutely essential that you stay with me through our entire discussion. I'm going to count down the 10 most common habits that quietly contribute to prostate enlargement. But the final habit, the number one culprit, is the one that is most frequently ignored and yet holds the most power over your well-being. It is the invisible force that can undermine all your other good efforts. Understanding this final piece of the puzzle is the key to unlocking true, lasting prostate health. So, let's begin. Let's arm ourselves with knowledge and count down the 10 everyday habits that may be silently enlarging your prostate, beginning with number 10. Habit number 10. Ignoring thirst and staying dehydrated. It seems counterintuitive, doesn't it? You're trying to visit the restroom less, so you drink less. Many seniors fall into this logical trap, consciously reducing their fluid intake to avoid the inconvenience of bathroom trips, particularly during the night. But this well-intentioned habit backfires in a way that silently harms the very system you're trying to manage. When you don't drink enough water, your urine becomes highly concentrated. Think of it like a solvent. Pure water is gentle, but a concentrated acidic solution is an irritant. This concentrated urine, full of metabolic waste products, acts as a constant, low-grade irritant to the delicate lining of your bladder. Now, you must understand the intimate geography of your own body. The prostate gland sits directly beneath the bladder, like a small cushion supporting it. They are neighbors, and when one is in distress, the other feels the effects. An irritated, stressed bladder sends inflammatory signals and physical pressure directly down onto the prostate. Over months and years, this chronic irritation from concentrated urine contributes to persistent inflammation. And inflammation is a primary driver of prostate enlargement, or what we call benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. Furthermore, many common medications prescribed to seniors for conditions like high blood pressure can have a diuretic or dehydrating effect as a side effect. If you are taking such a medication and simultaneously not replenishing your fluids, you create a perfect storm for urinary tract irritation. A dehydrated body is also less efficient at flushing out toxins. These substances can then accumulate, placing an even greater strain on your entire urinary system. This isn't a sudden event, it's a slow, cumulative damage that builds up over the years, eventually manifesting as the symptoms that rob you of your peace. The solution is beautifully simple. Drink water consistently throughout the day. Don't gulp down a large glass at once. Sip steadily. Keep a water bottle by your side. Your goal is for your urine to be a pale, light yellow color, a clear sign of good hydration. You are not avoiding water out of fear. You are using it as a natural, powerful shield to calm your bladder, reduce pressure, and support your prostate health for all the years to come. Habit number 9. Sitting for long hours without movement. Your favorite armchair, the comfortable spot on the sofa, the desk where you read or manage your affairs. These places of rest can become unwitting adversaries to your prostate health. You might not feel it, but when you sit for extended periods, especially without taking breaks, you are exerting constant direct pressure on your pelvic region. Imagine a garden hose with a heavy weight placed on it. The flow is restricted. The same principle applies to your body. This sustained pressure compresses the blood vessels that supply your lower body, significantly reducing blood flow to the prostate gland. Blood flow is life. It brings oxygen, nutrients, and immune cells for repair, and it carries away metabolic waste. When circulation is chronically poor, the prostate tissue becomes starved and waste products build up, leading to a state of chronic inflammation. This inflammation, as we've established, is a key instigator of prostate growth. Seniors who spend many hours a day sitting, whether watching television, working on a computer, or enjoying a good book, are placing themselves at a significantly higher risk for developing urinary and prostate complications. The issue isn't rest itself, it's the prolonged static nature of that rest. Your pelvic floor muscles, the sling of muscles that support your bladder and help control urination, also become weak and inactive from lack of use. When these muscles are not functioning optimally, it becomes much harder to fully empty your bladder. This leads to residual urine being left behind after you think you are finished. That leftover, stagnant urine then becomes another source of irritation for the bladder and prostate, creating a vicious cycle. The habit to cultivate is simple but profound. Stand up every 30 to 45 minutes. You don't need to run a marathon. Just walk around the room for a minute or two, do a few gentle stretches, or even march in place while the kettle boils. This small act of interruption is enough to restore blood flow, relieve the pressure, and activate those crucial pelvic muscles. Don't let a quiet, sedentary lifestyle create a loud and disruptive health problem. A little movement now provides a great deal of peace later. Habit number 8, drinking too much caffeine. That invigorating morning coffee, the comforting cup of black tea in the afternoon, these rituals are deeply ingrained in many of our lives. But an excess of caffeine can be a major agitator for your prostate and bladder. Caffeine is what we call a diuretic. In simple terms, it signals to your kidneys to produce more urine and to do it more quickly. This forces your bladder to work harder and fill up more often. For a man who already has a sensitive or enlarged prostate, this is like adding fuel to the fire. But caffeine's impact doesn't end there. It also has a direct effect on the smooth muscles in your body. It can cause the muscles around your bladder to contract more frequently and sometimes erratically, leading to that sudden, overwhelming sense of urgency and, in some cases, leakage. More importantly, caffeine tightens the muscles at the neck of the bladder, the very sphincter you need to relax in order to urinate. This tightening makes it more difficult to start your stream and, crucially, to empty your bladder completely. This, once again, results in retained urine, which puts even more strain and inflammatory pressure on the prostate. The net result? More trips to the bathroom, especially at night, more discomfort, and a feeling of not being in control. While a single small cup of coffee in the morning is often well tolerated, the problem arises from cumulative consumption. Multiple cups of coffee, strong teas, colas, and especially those high-potency energy drinks add up very quickly. The key here is not deprivation, but moderation. Try this simple experiment. After your first cup of coffee, switch to decaffeinated versions or explore the world of herbal teas like chamomile or mint. Pay close attention to your body. Do you notice a decrease in urgency or frequency? These small, conscious changes can give your prostate the respite it desperately needs. It's not about abandoning your favorite rituals. It's about intelligently balancing enjoyment with your long-term health and comfort. Habit number 7, eating spicy and processed foods daily. As we age, our appreciation for flavorful food often deepens. However, certain types of flavors can be a source of quiet trouble for your prostate. Highly spicy ingredients, such as those found in chili peppers, hot sauces, or even large amounts of black pepper, contain compounds like capsaicin. While beneficial in some contexts, these compounds can trigger a systemic inflammatory response. This means that the inflammation isn't just in your mouth or stomach. It circulates through your bloodstream and can exacerbate inflammation in sensitive tissues, very much including the prostate gland. While an occasional spicy indulgence is unlikely to cause lasting harm, a daily diet high in such foods can lead to chronic irritation, especially if your prostate is already enlarged and sensitive. Of even greater concern are heavily processed foods. These are the items that come in boxes, bags, and cans, engineered for a long shelf life, not for your long-term health. They are typically laden with preservatives, artificial flavors, excessive sodium, and unhealthy trans and saturated fats. These ingredients are not allies of your body. They are silent saboteurs. High sodium intake, for example, forces your body to retain water, which increases blood volume and can put extra pressure on your entire urinary system. Foods like potato chips, canned meats, frozen dinners, and fast food do more than just add empty calories. They can disrupt your delicate hormonal balance. The chemicals and unhealthy fats they contain can interfere with the metabolism of testosterone, a hormone that directly influences prostate health. Over time, a diet dominated by these convenience foods leads to a trifecta of problems: increased systemic inflammation, unhealthy weight gain, which we will discuss later, and hormonal imbalances. All of these are significant risk factors for prostate enlargement. If your meals are more often unwrapped from a package than prepared from fresh ingredients, your prostate may already be feeling the consequences. The solution is to shift your focus towards nature's pantry. Fill your plate with anti-inflammatory champions like leafy greens, colorful berries, cruciferous vegetables, and healthy fats from sources like avocados, nuts, and olive oil. A healthy diet is not about blandness. It's about protecting your body's intricate systems, especially the one that governs your comfort and freedom. Habit number 6: holding your urine for too long. We've all been there, stuck in traffic, in the middle of an important task, or simply too comfortable to get up. We consciously override our body's signal to go. But making a regular habit of this can cause significant, silent damage to your prostate. When you deliberately hold urine in your bladder for extended periods, you force the bladder wall to stretch beyond its normal capacity. Think of it as repeatedly overinflating a balloon. Eventually, it loses its elasticity and strength. This overstretching creates immense strain, and that physical pressure is directly transmitted downwards onto the prostate gland situated right below. Over time, this repeated pressure leads to irritation, microinflammation, and swelling in the prostate tissue itself. For seniors, this habit is particularly perilous because the muscles that control the bladder and prostate naturally lose some of their tone and strength with age. Asking these already weakening muscles to perform under such duress is a recipe for problems. Furthermore, holding your urine often leads to incomplete emptying when you finally do go. Because the bladder muscle is fatigued and overstretched, it can't contract effectively enough to expel all the urine. This leaves behind a pool of stagnant urine, which is the perfect breeding ground for bacteria and a source of chronic inflammation. This can lead to urinary tract infections that further irritate the prostate and can contribute to an increase in the gland size. Beyond the physical damage, the constant discomfort and urgency can profoundly affect your sleep patterns and your mood, creating a cycle of fatigue and stress. The way to protect your prostate is to relearn how to listen to your body. When you feel the initial gentle signal that you need to go, respond to it. Don't delay. This is especially critical before you go to bed, as fully emptying your bladder can significantly reduce nighttime urgency. It's a remarkably simple habit. Go when you first feel the need. Your bladder and prostate function as a team. If one is under constant stress, the other will inevitably suffer. Do not ignore nature's call. It is one of your most fundamental and effective defenses. Habit number 5: smoking or inhaling secondhand smoke. There is no gentle way to say this. Smoking is one of the most destructive habits for your prostate health. And, alarmingly, even just being in the presence of secondhand smoke can be substantially harmful. The thousands of toxic chemicals in cigarette smoke, including known carcinogens and heavy metals, are absorbed into your bloodstream and wreak havoc throughout your body. They act as powerful vasoconstrictors, meaning they cause your blood vessels to narrow and tighten. This severely reduces blood flow to all your organs, including the delicate and highly vascular tissue of the prostate. This lack of blood flow starves the prostate of oxygen and essential nutrients needed for healthy cell function and repair. Simultaneously, these chemicals trigger a massive inflammatory response and dramatically increase what scientists call oxidative stress. You can think of oxidative stress as a form of cellular rust where unstable molecules called free radicals damage healthy cells. This constant damage and inflammation can directly lead to prostate enlargement and, more frighteningly, significantly increases the risk of developing prostate cancer. For seniors, this damage is cumulative. The longer you have been exposed to smoke, either as a smoker or through your environment, the higher the price your prostate has paid. Smoking also depletes your body's reserves of essential antioxidants like vitamin C and E, the very nutrients your body uses to neutralize free radicals and defend against this oxidative damage. So, smoking not only attacks your body, but also dismantles its defenses. Even if you successfully quit smoking years ago, regular exposure to secondhand smoke at home or in social settings can still introduce these toxins into your system and affect your health. If you are still smoking, I implore you to speak with your doctor. There has never been more support available, from nicotine replacements and therapeutic programs to natural therapies that can help you transition away from this habit safely. The benefits of quitting begin almost immediately. Within weeks, your circulation improves, systemic inflammation starts to subside, and your prostate can finally begin the process of healing. If you have never smoked, make it an ironclad rule to avoid environments where you are exposed to it. This single decision can grant you years of better prostate health and freedom from urinary symptoms. It is truly never too late to protect your body. Habit number 4. Skipping regular health screenings. A common and rather dangerous philosophy among many men is to avoid visiting the doctor unless something is clearly and painfully wrong. This reactive approach is a gamble you cannot afford to take, especially after the age of 60. The prostate gland can enlarge slowly and silently over decades, often without any obvious or alarming symptoms in its early stages. Regular health screenings are your early warning system. They provide an opportunity to detect subtle changes and potential problems long before they escalate into serious life-altering conditions. A simple annual checkup can reveal the initial signs of inflammation, infection, or abnormal growth that might not yet be causing you any pain or significant trouble. For instance, a digital rectal exam, DRE, is a quick physical check that allows a doctor to feel the size and texture of the prostate. A prostate-specific antigen, PSA blood test, measures a protein produced by the prostate, and rising levels can indicate an issue that needs further investigation. These are non-invasive, quick procedures that can be life-saving. Skipping these routine checks means surrendering your best chance to take early, proactive action. I understand that many men feel a sense of embarrassment or discomfort when it comes to discussing urinary issues or undergoing prostate exams, but please, hear me when I say this. Your doctor has had these conversations hundreds, if not thousands of times. The sooner you voice your concerns, the wider the array of treatment options becomes. Delaying can allow a minor, manageable issue, one that might only require simple lifestyle changes, to grow into a severe problem like acute urinary retention, which is a medical emergency, or chronic prostate infections. Seeing your doctor at least once a year to specifically discuss your prostate health is not just for peace of mind. It is an incredibly powerful tool for prevention. When something is caught early, the solution is often not medication or surgery, but the very lifestyle modifications we are discussing today. Do not wait until the symptoms become unbearable. Proactive care is the single smartest and most courageous habit any man over 60 can adopt for his long-term health. And on that note, technology can be a powerful ally. Many of my own patients have found great success using tools like the Senior Health Tracker, a simple mobile app designed to help you monitor your symptoms, your fluid intake, your bathroom habits, and even set reminders for your doctor's appointments. Why is this so important? Because a doctor can provide the best guidance when presented with consistent, reliable data from your daily life. An app like this, specifically designed for the needs of men over 60, can empower you to have a much more productive conversation with your healthcare provider. You'll find a link to it in the description below. It is a free tool designed to help you take control. Habit number 3. Eating too much red meat. A hearty steak, a Sunday roast, or a daily sausage with breakfast might be a cherished part of your diet. But a high intake of red meat could be a major silent contributor to prostate enlargement. A growing body of scientific research has established a strong link between a high consumption of red meat, and especially processed meats like bacon, hot dogs, sausages, or deli cuts, and increased levels of inflammation throughout the body. The prostate is particularly vulnerable to this inflammation. There are several reasons for this. Red meat is high in saturated fats in a compound called arachidonic acid, both of which can promote inflammatory pathways in the body. Furthermore, the chemicals used in processing and curing meats, such as nitrates and nitrites, can generate compounds that place significant oxidative stress on your cells, inflaming the prostate gland. As we get older, our digestive systems also tend to slow down. Red meat is particularly dense and takes a longer time to process and digest. This sluggish digestion can contribute to other issues like constipation and weight gain, which add to the physical pressure around the pelvic area, further compounding the problem. Now, this does not mean you must become a vegetarian overnight. The key is balance and reduction. Simply cutting back your red meat consumption to once or twice a week can make a remarkable difference. Start by making simple swaps. Instead of a beef burger, try a grilled chicken or fish sandwich. Instead of bacon, try a plant-based alternative or some avocado with your eggs. Experiment with more plant-based meals rich in fiber and anti-inflammatory compounds. Think of hearty lentil stews, flavorful bean chilies, or vibrant veggie soups. These foods actively support your prostate health, improve your digestion, and reduce the inflammatory load on your body. You will likely find that you have more energy, fewer symptoms, and a general sense of improved well-being. You don't have to give up the foods you love entirely, you just need to balance them more intelligently. Your prostate will feel the positive difference with every single healthier meal you choose. Habit number 2. Carrying too much belly fat. As the years go by, it becomes easy to dismiss a growing waistline as just another part of aging. But I must urge you to see that excess weight around your midsection, specifically visceral belly fat, for what it truly is, a major warning sign for your prostate health. This type of fat is not just a passive storage depot for calories. It is a metabolically active organ. Visceral fat actively manufactures and releases inflammatory chemicals called cytokines that circulate throughout your entire body, creating a state of constant low-grade inflammation. This inflammatory storm directly irritates the prostate gland, contributing to its growth and significantly increasing your risk of urinary problems. Statistically, the evidence is clear. Men with larger waistlines are far more likely to suffer from an enlarged prostate, frequent nighttime urination, a weak stream, and even related issues like erectile dysfunction. This excess fat also wreaks havoc on your hormonal balance. An enzyme called aromatase, which is abundant in fat cells, converts your valuable testosterone into a form of estrogen. This disruption in the delicate testosterone to estrogen ratio is another powerful trigger for prostate cell growth. The solution, however, is not found in extreme diets or punishing exercise regimens. The path to reducing belly fat is paved with slow, steady, and sustainable improvements. Start with a short, brisk walk each day. Focus on your portion sizes, use a smaller plate, make a conscious effort to reduce your intake of sugar and refined carbohydrates, as these are the primary fuels for belly fat storage. Even losing just 5 to 10% of your body weight can lead to a noticeable, sometimes dramatic, relief in your urinary symptoms. And remember the simple physics of it all. Abdominal fat physically pushes down on your bladder and other pelvic organs, worsening the pressure on your already troubled prostate. Getting your waist size to a healthy measurement, generally considered to be under 40 inches for men, is one of the most powerful and beneficial moves you can make for your long-term prostate health. Please, do not ignore the weight around your middle. It is not just fat, it is a clear signal that your body is under stress. Trim it down, and you will feel the relief not just in how your pants fit, but deep within your prostate as well. Habit number 1, not managing chronic stress. And here we are, the number 1 habit. This is the one that most seniors, and indeed most people, overlook, yet it is arguably the most pervasive and dangerous of them all. Chronic stress is the silent, invisible inflamer of the prostate. When you are in a state of constant anxiety, tension, or worry, whether from financial concerns, family issues, or health anxieties, your body is perpetually stuck in fight or flight mode. This causes your adrenal glands to continuously release stress hormones, most notably cortisol. For short-term danger, this is a brilliant survival mechanism. But when it becomes chronic, these elevated cortisol levels become profoundly destructive. Over time, high cortisol directly fuels systemic inflammation, disrupts your immune system, and creates severe hormonal imbalances that have a direct and negative impact on your prostate. Stress also causes an unconscious tightening of your muscles. Many men hold this tension deep in their pelvic floor. These chronically tight muscles can constrict blood flow to the prostate and irritate the complex network of nerves that surround the gland, leading to pain and dysfunction. This is why stress can so directly manifest as physical symptoms: a sudden increase in urinary frequency, pain, urgency, and a swollen, unhappy prostate. Seniors often carry their stress quietly, believing it's just a part of life they must endure. But this accumulated burden takes a physical toll. Here is the powerful, hopeful truth: you have control over this. The antidote to chronic stress isn't a magic pill. It's a collection of simple, intentional habits. Incorporate a few minutes of daily deep breathing, where your exhale is longer than your inhale. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the body's rest and digest state. Engage in light exercise or gentle stretching. Take just 10 minutes for quiet time, no phone, no television, to simply be. Laughter, meaningful social connection, and prioritizing deep restorative sleep are not luxuries. They are potent medicine for both your mind and your prostate. Managing your stress is not about feeling a little better emotionally. It is about initiating a profound healing process from the inside out. This one fundamental shift in your approach to life can help shrink your symptoms and halt prostate growth more effectively than anything else. It is the single most powerful step you can take, starting today, for a healthier, calmer, and infinitely more comfortable life. Now that you know the top 10 habits that silently enlarge your prostate, the critical question remains: what will you do with this knowledge? These are not just minor tweaks. They are powerful, practical steps that can prevent months and even years of discomfort, sleepless nights, and the need for unnecessary medication. If you are over 60, the time to be proactive is right now. Please, do not wait for your symptoms to become worse. Start small. Choose just one of these habits to change this week. Perhaps you'll commit to drinking one more glass of water each day. Maybe you'll take a 10-minute walk after dinner. Or you'll simply say no to that extra slice of bacon at breakfast. Every single positive action counts and creates momentum for the next. And don't forget to explore tools like the Senior Health Tracker app I mentioned, which you can find linked below. It is one of the simplest ways to stay consistent, accountable, and in control of your journey. Your prostate will not heal overnight, but with the right habits, practiced with patience and consistency, your body has a truly wondrous capacity to heal and rebalance itself. Thank you for investing this time in your well-being. If this information has helped you, I urge you to share it with your friends, your brothers, your father, anyone over 60 who could benefit from this knowledge. You are not alone on this journey, and with the right information, you are never too old to start healing. Take care of your prostate, and it will take care of you. Knowledge only works when you apply it. I'm Professor Vitalis. Stay curious, stay healthy, and never stop learning.